Welcome to the Presby Environmental Online Certification Program. In these presentations, you'll be introduced to the EnviroFin wastewater treatment system for your state or location. EnviroFin is the latest evolution of Presby Environmental's wastewater treatment products and will offer another simple, affordable system while continuing to protect the environment. The first requirement for certification is to read the latest design and installation manual for your state or area. These presentations will not cover all the details of design and installation shown in the manual. You'll find a copy of your state or local manual available for download on our website. You must download and read this manual in order to successfully complete your training. The manual explains many of the concepts we will be talking about in much more detail. If in the course of doing your design work, during the actual installation, or even troubleshooting, you have any questions, you can feel free to give us a call at the 800 number shown on the screen. You could also send an email to info@presbyeco.com and someone will get you an answer. Visit our website for useful information on other Presby environmental products. Certification topics are divided into 5 parts. The first is a general introduction to EnviroFin. Then we'll investigate the bed configurations available to the designer, which include both rectangular and circular layouts. Next, we'll look at how EnviroFin can be configured in multiple levels for very difficult sites, and we'll finish by describing how to properly assemble and install EnviroFin beds. Let's start with the introduction. EnviroFin is a continuation in the evolution of Presby wastewater treatment products and uses new methods for treatment and dispersal. Wastewater is delivered to a central distribution unit, which allows the surrounding treatment fins to accept, process, and disperse effluent to the surrounding system sand. EnviroFin has been certified to the rigorous testing standards of NSF 40 Class 1. This proves EnviroFin will treat wastewater to the same or higher treatment levels of mechanical devices, while requiring no pumps or costly maintenance contracts. EnviroFin may be used in both residential and commercial applications. For higher strength wastewater, contact Presby Environmental's technical support for sizing recommendations. Like the EnviroSeptic family of systems, EnviroFin offers many flexible configurations to deal with site-specific issues. You'll find EnviroFin's footprint to be the smallest of the Presby treatment products. It also offers the same ease of installation you've come to expect from Presby systems. All this should mean less cost to the user without ever sacrificing the environment. A quick size comparison shows EnviroFin to be configured in a very compact footprint. It provides the most efficient use of sandbed area, being approximately 50% the size of EnviroSeptic beds, and as small as 1/10 the size of a traditional pipe and stone system. All this while providing the same level of wastewater treatment as the full-sized EnviroSeptic fields. Like all Presby systems, EnviroFin is designed to accept pre-treated wastewater from an adequately sized septic tank. Your state or local rules will provide the minimum necessary tank volume based on your daily design flow. All EnviroFin systems have 5 major components. Pictured is a typical system where 2 or more EnviroFin units will be connected in series. A single EnviroFin module consists of a fin distribution unit, what you'll hear me refer to as an FDU for short, which is a green plastic basin that is perforated to allow wastewater to be distributed to the 8 treatment fins surrounding each FDU. Each FDU is supplied with a cover, which is meant to be secured with screws after installation. Inside the first FDU is what we call a sanitary T-baffle. This directs water downward as it is delivered to the basin. This baffle functions like the baffles in an ordinary septic tank. The sanitary T provides the means to allow gases and air from the field to flow through the septic tank and up the roof stack. This helps to maintain an aerobic environment within the system. Each EnviroFin unit will be supplied with 8 treatment fins, which are attached to the FDU with zip ties. The treatment fins are approximately 4 feet long and are very flexible. They can be arranged in a very compact configuration as shown, or the fins can extend straight out from the FDU. Like the EnviroSeptic pipe, EnviroFin units are surrounded by coarse clean sand, what the manual refers to as system sand. This material must meet specific size requirements, which are detailed in your manual. At least 6 inches of system sand will be placed below, beyond, and between all treatment fins. However, only 3 inches of system sand is required over the top of the fins. This will provide a total sand bed height of at least 21 inches. To ensure all EnviroSystems operate aerobically, venting is required. A vent is attached to the end of each series of EnviroFin units. Vents may be manifolded together when a terraced or stepped bed configuration places EnviroFin units at different elevations. This will be discussed in a later presentation. Each FDU in a series will be connected by an upper and lower pipe. The upper connection is meant for venting, while the lower pipe, called the equalization pipe, delivers liquid to each FDU in the series. This allows the liquid level in all the FDUs connected in a series to rise and fall uniformly, providing even distribution the entire length of the bed. Let's take a closer look at the fin distribution unit. Inspecting the FDU shows that it consists of 2 identical halves screwed together along with a reinforced cover. Each FDU half is provided with an opening near the top. This opening has sand-tight fingers that grip the pipe firmly. This hole will accept up to a 4-inch diameter Schedule 40 pipe. The FD also has smaller openings to provide a means for air and liquid to flow into the treatment fins. The reinforcing ribs create channels for liquid to travel the FDU's entire circumference and allow the wastewater easy access to all the fins. Skimmer tabs have been incorporated into the smaller openings, which provide a means of protecting the outlets from allowing larger materials from blocking the holes in exactly the same way as it operates in the EnviroSeptic pipe. 9 inches below the upper connection hole is a cutout for the equalization pipe. A hole saw will be necessary to make this opening. The hole saw should be sized to provide the closest fit to the outside diameter of the pipe being used. The assembled FDU is 20 inches in diameter and approximately 19.5 inches tall. When constructing multi-level systems, the lower level FDUs will be 18 inches further below grade than the upper level FDUs. This requires a riser be attached to the top of the lower level FDU. This riser is called a stackable FDU and has no holes other than an open top and bottom. Stackable FDUs are provided with alignment tabs along the bottom edge to properly mate with the top of the lower FDU. The stackable FDU is then joined to the lower FDU by means of screws. This is a section view showing the sanitary T-baffle and other connections between two FDUs connected in series. Unlike a traditional sanitary T-baffle often used in a septic tank, the sanitary T is assembled with the top of the T directed toward the upper connection pipe. This is called the horizontal orientation of the sanitary T, or simply a horizontal sanitary T. As shown, the radius portion of the T is directed downward. The bottom of the baffle must extend to within 2 to 3 inches of the bottom of the FDU. The upper connection and equalization pipes must extend 1 to 2 inches into each FDU. All plastic piping is 4 inches in diameter and should not be less than SDR 35 in strength. Schedule 40 PVC is preferred. All plastic pipe joints must be glued or mechanically fastened. It is not necessary to screw the piping to the FDUs. And finally, a low vent must be attached to the last FDU in the series. As mentioned earlier, the method of liquid distribution starts with the FDU. Liquid flowing into the FDU is evenly distributed to all downstream FDUs, which then allows the liquid to flow into all the treatment fins simultaneously. Even when a distribution box is used to divide flow to multiple rows or levels of EnviroFin units, this concept of the even distribution and uniform liquid level is maintained. The sand bed area surrounding the EnviroFin units is used to evenly disperse the treated liquid to the underlying native soils. This provides a controlled release of water to the ground. The EnviroFin units themselves provide all the necessary wastewater treatment, while the sand provides the dispersal. This is why the sand bed area is sized in accordance with the permeability of the underlying soils, while the number of EnviroFin units is based solely on the daily design flow. A section view of the treatment fin reveals a perforated plastic air duct at the top and the familiar coarse grain fibers below it. The 10 steps of wastewater treatment integral to the EnviroSeptic pipe has been retained with EnviroFin. Like EnviroSeptic pipe, the green fiber acts as a coarse filter and provides a very large surface area for bacteria to attach and digest materials in the water. A strong biomat will be developed in the outer geotextile fabric surrounding the duct and fiber, which will allow a controlled release of liquid to the surrounding system sand. It's important to note that the air duct must always be oriented at the top of the FDU to allow air and waste gases to pass freely into and out of the treatment fins. Please consult the manual for complete details on the 10 stages of treatment. Treatment fins are manufactured in sets of 4. By that I mean 4 fins will be connected together as an assembly. There is a sewn seam along the top and bottom of each fin. Additional fabric is supplied at the beginning and ends of each set of 4 to provide enough material to wrap around a portion of the FDU for attachment. 2 sets of 4 fins are required per EnviroFin unit. This will provide a total of 8 treatment fins. In the top and bottom of each fin's sewn seams, small holes have been provided for threading zip ties. These zip ties will be used to tightly fasten the treatment fins against the FDU. It's important to point out again that the air duct within the fins must always be oriented to the top of the FDU. As we mentioned earlier, with an EnviroFin system, the EnviroFin units will provide the necessary wastewater treatment, and the system sands surrounding the units will provide the necessary dispersal of that treated wastewater to the underlying native soils. Both the number of EnviroFin units and the sandbed area required depend on the volume of liquid they are asked to treat and the nature of the underlying soils. The sandbed area will be dependent on the permeability of the underlying soils, while the number of EnviroFin units will be based on the daily design flow. For example, a 2-bedroom EnviroFin system placed on poor soils will have a larger sandbed area than the same system placed on good soils. However, in both of these cases, the number of EnviroFin units will remain the same because the daily design flow also remain the same. This illustration shows a sandbed area, or dispersal area, with a tall and short portion. The tall portion is necessary to adequately cover all the treatment fins and is a minimum of 21 inches thick. This tall portion of the system sandbed is called or referred to as the treatment area in the manual. If the soils are very permeable, this may provide enough dispersal area to allow the treated effluent to easily enter the subsoils without ponding in the bed. If the soils are poor, it will often require a larger sandbed area than the treatment area will provide. If this is the case, the additional sandbed area need only be 6 inches thick and is referred to as the system sand extension. Keep in mind, the dispersal area includes the treatment area. Each EnviroFin unit is designed to adequately treat residential strength wastewater for up to 1.5 bedrooms. When designing for commercial applications, use 225 gallons per day per unit to determine the minimum number of EnviroFin units required. When performing this calculation, fractional answers must be rounded up to the nearest whole number. For example, if we have a 3-bedroom residence, the number of EnviroFin units required will be 2. This is found by dividing 3 by 1.5. As another example, if we have a commercial system with a daily design flow of 600 gallons per day, we would need 3 EnviroFin units. Notice, dividing 600 gallons per day by 225 results in a fractional answer, 2.7, so it is necessary to round up to 3 whole units required. For most residential systems, these calculations have been done for you and can be found in Table A. As mentioned earlier, the system sand bed area, or dispersal area, is based on the underlying soil's permeability and is given in gallons per day per square foot. This number represents the volume of clean liquid the soil will accept per square foot in a 24-hour period. To find the required size of the sandbed area, we would divide the daily design flow in gallons per day by the soil's loading rate in gallons per day per square foot. In your state or local manual, Table A provides the required sandbed area for up to 7 bedrooms. It also provides the required sandbed area per 100 gallons per day of commercial flow. This should eliminate the need to perform longhand calculations for most systems. That brings us to the end of our introduction. Let's summarize what we discussed in Part 1. The EnviroFin system is the evolution of the EnviroSeptic family of products and provides the same levels of treatment as verified by its NSF 40 Class 1 certification. The EnviroFin bed can provide a treatment system that is significantly smaller in size than a conventional pipe and stone fill, while continuing to protect the environment. This should result in lower costs to your customers. The EnviroFin system has 5 major components, those being the fin distribution unit, or FDU, the sanitary T-baffle, the 8 treatment fins, the system sands surrounding all the fins, and finally the venting required for all systems. We showed how the EnviroSeptic 10-step wastewater treatment process has been retained with EnviroFin. With EnviroFin, calculating treatment needs from dispersal was introduced. Methods for calculating both were also presented. And before we close, a final reminder to read the EnviroFin manual for your area. The manual covers many more topics and in much more detail than have been discussed in this or future presentations.